Hello everyone, this is Professor DePaulo, and today I'm going to show you how to do a very simple line graph for the behavioral modification project. If you don't know how to do it, you can open up Excel or you can open up Google Sheets. Doesn't matter, you can do it in both. I'm going to start with Excel. Excel is available for free to BMCC students. So when you go right here, it says how to install Microsoft Office 365. So you should all have access to Microsoft Office 365. And as part of that, you'll have Excel. And this is the web page I got it at. This is from Service Desk. You can just Google it and you'll get access here if you don't already have access. So my Excel is might be a little bit different than 365, but it does the same thing, right? I think I have an older version. So for this project, we have a baseline. We have week 1, we have week 2, and we have week 3 of the intervention. Whatever you decided to change, whatever behavior, you had a baseline measure, weekly total, a week 1 total, a week 2 total, a week 3 total. And I want to see the change over time. So for example, if I'm doing weight loss, the baseline is easy because let's say I lost 0 pounds without trying. And that seems pretty reasonable, right? If you're not trying to lose weight, you probably aren't going to lose weight. Now week 1, I'm trying the intervention. Let's say I lost 2 pounds week 1. And that's my total. So far I've lost 2 pounds. Week 2, my total weight loss is 5 pounds. Week 3, 7 pounds. That would be a pretty successful project. I mean, I don't expect it to be that good, but that's like ideal. 2 pounds a week is pretty good. Now I want to graph this into a line graph. All I have to do is select it, left click and select everything, right? And then if I do insert, you'll see the line option here. This says spark lines. I don't think you need spark lines, so let's just use regular lines. So line or area chart. Let's do 2D line. And there's my graph. If I want to put a title on here, I can put a title. If I want to change any of these things here, the labels or whatnot, I can just click on them. So I have a blue line. I can change the color. I can change the style of the graph. I don't really care about the style of the graph. I mean, the style of the graph is fine the way it is. There's all kinds of different styles here. The first one is fine. Right, change color. If I want a different color line. That's a red line. If I don't like a red line, I can use a green line. Go back to kind of bluish. It doesn't matter what line you use. Let's try a red line of some kind. There's so many options here. Alright, that kind of red line. Good enough. Right? If you want to get rid of like the lines in here, you can. You can click on these options here on the side. No lines, gets rid of all the lines. Solid line's a little too much. You can leave it on automatic, or you can do no line, it doesn't matter. You can make the line thicker. Right, there's so many different options here. This axis I can change too. If I just click on the axis, I can do a solid line here. That gives me a solid line on the X. And I can also do a solid line on the Y if I want. It doesn't really matter if you want solid lines there. It's fine. I could also do like tick marks, all different things, right? You can change this, play around with it. It doesn't really matter. I can make the numbers bigger. Maybe I want to make the numbers bigger. Make sure everything's black. And let's see if I can make the numbers a little bit bigger here. These are the axes. Tick marks I can add if I want. Major tick marks like that inside. I'm just trying to find a way to increase the I can go to probably up here, change the font size from 9, can make it bigger. You don't want to make it too big, just want to make it legible. So I made the font a little bigger. Let's see if I can make this font a little bigger. Like that. I make it 12 by 12. And then I have my graph. I just copy. You can paste it into your document, whatever you're using. There's your graph. Very, very simple. And like, it can be customized. It just has to be readable. So I changed a few things to make them larger or whatnot. It doesn't really matter as long as it's legible and I can figure out what's going on in the graph. And that's a very basic line graph. So you set it up like this again. You have 2 rows, labels on the first row, weekly totals in the second row. You select it, you do insert, and then you find this thing here that says line in the chart area. Pick 2D line here, right? These are different kinds of lines. The first line is fine. And then you get your graph. You can change the color if you want. Doesn't matter. If you're doing it in Google Sheets, you log into a spreadsheet. You do the same thing. Let's say this is my totals here. Select it. Right, then you want to find the little graph chart up here. So you have this little button that says Insert Chart. You're going to click that. You don't want, this is a bar graph. We don't want they call it a column chart. It's a bar graph. Let's do line. So click line. There's your line graph. Very, very easy. Can you customize it? You can put a title in here. This is the style. The border color. It doesn't make much of a difference here. Let's say I want to put a title. I go to chart and access titles. Chart title, weight loss. I put the title in. Make this title centered. So click the alignment button, center it. The text color, let's make it black so it stands out more. Right. If I want this any thicker, I can make it a bigger font size if I need to. Right now it's 10 points. I can make it. Let's see. It's actually not affecting this here. Let's make it bigger. Okay. I have auto here. I can make it 12 this way. Auto seems to be better because it'll adjust to the size of the graph here. Now for the line, you can just click the line. The line says blue. Let's say you want it to be red. Oh, that's purple. Yikes. Let's make it something other than blue. Standard. There you go. Now it's red. The axis here, I can change that. If I want to show the line here, if I want to do that, and the horizontal axis, I can show the line too. You have the line already there. I can actually make it bigger if I want to make this bigger. This font. Looks like 14, 16. 16 looks good. And a lot of this is just playing around and making it look better. So it looks pretty decent. And then you just copy, Control C, and then you can paste it into whatever document your word processor you're using. There you go. Which one is better? I don't know. They both look very similar. This one's a little more compressed because it's smaller. But they're both... This is basically by 2. It doesn't matter. They're both equally good. So whatever method you want, whether it's through Excel, whether it's Google Sheets, it's pretty easy to do. Make sure you have baseline week 1, week 2, week 3, line, and I can interpret it, and then all the other bells and whistles you can mess around with and just make it look nicer. And that's all. So that basically concludes it. That's how you make a line graph, and hopefully you found that helpful. And if you have any questions, let me know. Bye for now.